Ah yes, sometimes you wish for it years and it never comes. All the while, some people experience this. Pretty unbelievable, right? Such events are extremely uncommon in real life, but due to the increase in the number of cameras, some of them do find their way to the internet. So these are some of the luckiest moments caught on camera. As always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon. And with that, let's dig right into the meat. Now that might seem like an awfully complicated setup. The chance of the cake falling at the exact moment, the person being there, and the fact that they didn't jump back but caught the cake? Nonetheless, it did happen out of sheer luck. And we think it'll be a birthday to remember. Luck is not just limited to humans, because as this clip proves, some events can be extremely lucky for people, boats, and whales all in one single moment. Now that's unexpected. Now this is a mixed case since it's not necessarily all lucky, but extreme unlucky to begin with. Base jumping is no small feat and involves a ton of risk, but this happening is just bound to be a terrible memory. And yet the universe conspires to make it not a completely horrible day by making the guy open his parachute in time, saving his life. Racing as a whole is a bit of a dangerous game, especially biking, and injuries can be fatal extremely easily. So this rider facing that and finishing the race is quite a thing to behold. Animals, you know them, and seeing as you're on the internet, you probably love them too. From cats and dogs to exotic birds and snakes, the internet sure loves its critters, but one critter that does not get as much love is an alligator. And the main reason for that is their jaws, the absolute most powerful ones on Earth. And so the above clip happening is something miraculous, because otherwise the woman would have been left with nothing but a broken wrist. I can't even imagine how terrifying it would be to one day look out the window with a whole dang crane taking boxing throws at you. But again, this is what happened here. In particular fashion, this unlucky thing did end up being lucky, as the crane, disturbed and moved by a hurricane, was at a miraculous distance of a few feet from the window, saving both from catastrophe. Being crushed by the flat end of a truck is no doubt a terrifying idea, but you know something even more terrifying? Being crushed in half by the narrow edge of a boat. So this man here being saved from that fate is without a doubt a special favor by Poseidon. Because as you can see, he didn't even know it was coming. Coming back to our old friend, heights. This scene is something straight out of a childhood nightmare where the school bus is seen driving at the edge of a cliff. Only in this case, it's not a rocky cliff, but a loose mountain path, which, if you can't already assume, is much worse. And so the bus surviving is nothing short of a sign. Those laughs are those of either complete fools or of demigods who have some divine luck on their side, because what that guy did could only have ended in disaster. Ah yes, bullfighting, the Spanish sport that has no right to be as popular as it is simply because of the amount of risk involved. But apparently there are some people in the world they pose no risk to, like the guy in this video who seems to survive a rapid bull brawl with absolutely no damage. Cartoons love their flying bats, and well, in this instant, it did somehow end up cute. How sweet. Let's face it, if you've ever ridden a bike with a phone in your pocket, you know this fear. So this man losing his phone is nothing surprising. However, what follows is nothing short of shocking, as the drop phone rolls and bounces while moving at that speed and lands on a bike of all places. Charming in cartoons, a car driving itself in real life, however, is terrifying, and so luck is probably the biggest reason this wasn't a massacre. Nature is a bitch. I'm sorry, Mother Earth, but it's the truth. The falling trees on the road are just what proves that point, but hey, we have luck on our side. Sometimes luck alone isn't what we need, but caring and reacting in time is important too, as demonstrated by this kid when he saved the other one in a millisecond. Now that's rad. This clip is just insane on a number of levels: close call, survived accident, professional skid, and literally walking it off. Who does that? Ever seen a movie in which the protagonist stands in the middle of destruction and yet somehow they walk without a scratch? If yes, then I'm sure this guy reminded you of that. What's most interesting to me is the fact that the man didn't even flinch at the falling, almost like he's a god responsible for it, but unaffected. Toy darts. You've played with them and I know you love them, because who wouldn't? These are just fun. But because of how cheap they are, they actually rarely end up hitting where you want them to. That is, unless you're this guy who somehow managed to hit and pin a fly with that arrow. Skiing and luck. You were probably expecting a rock or an avalanche, right? Well, that's probably why this drone falling could have been so dangerous, and why it's so impressive. We've all seen the bike riding scene where someone says they're pushing you when they're not. Well, this is perhaps the most extreme version of that. Avalanches are among the most petrifying of natural disasters, and even witnessing one is incredibly bad luck. So this guy not only triggering one, but actually skiing right on the edge of the forming cracks is something that he'll carry with him for the rest of his life. You thought falling trees were shocking? Well, I can guess you weren't ready for that, because while those trees would have broken glass at worst, that column would have crushed someone into jello. Fake-out hits, although considered childish, are actually something that God likes to play too, as seen in this clip, as a massive tornado vanishes literally into thin air meters from the main spot. Now that's what I call divine intervention. Finally, we return to snow, the home of bad luck and pain, yet we'd like to end the video with yet another close call, where a man uses a homemade sled next to a road in an act of utter stupidity, yet somehow survives. Well guys, that was it. Hope you enjoyed our selection for today, and if you did, please leave a like below. With that done, it's time to end the video. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
You